Whether as a sole proprietor or whether as an incorporated business entity, you can import food to Canada. Hello, good day. Welcome to my channel. My name is Babajide. Thank you for stopping by to watch my channel. Today I'll be talking about the vast opportunity that is in the food industry in Canada. There is a huge opportunity for entrepreneurs in Canada looking for business opportunity in the food industry. The food manufacturing industry in Canada is the #1 largest employer of labor. Okay, statistics shows that the food industry is going to become so big that it will continually be the largest employer of labor. And come to think of it, we eat every day. Food is our life, food is our culture, food is part of us. Okay, for those of us that immigrated from our country to Canada, we never stopped eating the food we grew up with. Ever since I've been to Canada, I've always eaten the food that I had when I was in Nigeria. Okay, you all know I came from Nigeria, so I'm a Nigerian Canadian. So for people watching my video for the first time, my name is Jide. I'm a Nigerian Canadian. I talk about mindset, I talk about living, I talk about thriving in Canada, and also share opportunities for you to take advantage of in Canada. So today, like I said, food industry in Canada presents a huge opportunity. If you are looking for opportunities in Canada, probably to start a side hustle, or probably you are looking to be a full-time business owner, food industry is one of the recommendations I would have for you today. So food industry is huge. What you just need to do now is to identify the value chains in the food industry in Canada and position yourself as a value giver in the food chain in Canada, and I tell you, you'll be smiling to the bank. Please note, this is not a financial advice and this is not a business advice. If you want financial advice or business advice, please contact the appropriate professionals that are licensed in this field. This video is just for informational purposes and also sharing from my insights and understanding of the food industry. So food industry is going to present huge opportunity for you. Whether you're a sole proprietor or you have registered, you're going to register as an incorporated business entity in Canada. Food business is something that is a good entry point for you. However, you need to do your market research to know exactly what your strength, your weakness, your opportunity, your threat is. How suited are you to take advantage of the opportunity? So, that being said, what I am specifically talking about today in this video is importing food into Canada. There are many value chains in food industry in Canada, but importation of food is one of the value chain. Okay, probably you have identified there's a community in Canada that eat a particular kind of food, and then those food is not readily available in Canada. You might just discover an opportunity to import that food items to Canada and market it to those specific group of people. You discovered a market in Canada that is not currently well served with a particular food item, and then you have a location outside Canada where you can source those food items at a very cheap price, okay, while still maintaining the same quality. Wow, that's a good opportunity for you to import such food items. So is it easy to import food items into Canada? Maybe not, but is it possible? Yes. So food industry is a highly regulated industry. So what are the things you need to know if you are planning to import food to Canada? The first thing to you to know is that you can do it. whether as a sole proprietor or whether as an incorporated business entity, you can import food to Canada. So the second thing you need to know is that the food industry is highly regulated in Canada. The food industry is highly regulated. So critical to your food business in Canada is compliance with regulatory standards and guidelines. I have a background in pharmaceutical manufacturing. I have a background in food science. I have a background in regulatory science. So I'm speaking to you from the background of the experience I have. Okay, there are some certain industries, especially drugs, medications, manufacturing industry, pharmaceutical companies, food industries. Okay, they are highly regulated industries. So if you are coming to a food industry, starting a business as a sole proprietor, you need to have at the back of your mind that critical to your business operations is compliance with regulatory standards. So however, you cannot comply to a regulatory standard that you are not aware of. So the first thing is to be aware of the regulatory standards that guides your food business in Canada. And it's very simple. First of all, you need to understand the body that handles food regulation in Canada, and that is CFIA, Canadian Food Inspection Agency. They have a website. What I would advise you to do is the first step to regulatory compliance for your food business is going to the website of CFIA and taking time to read. The problem I have with most people is most business people just want to get business started without reading and knowing the basics of how the business works. So you are not going to be successful in your business if you are not going to take time to read. So most people find it difficult to go to the CFIA website to read. Well, some will give an excuse that it's not the English is not written in understandable language, or probably it's too lengthy. All kind of excuses. But I want to tell you, doing business in Canada requires you to have sufficient knowledge, expertise, and skill to run it. So critical, if you find out that there is something critical to your business, whether it is exciting or not, you should be able to do it. So regulatory compliance for businesses is usually an area that businesses don't want to invest much time in understanding how it works and how it affects their business. But I want to tell you, the opportunities in the food industry is enticing, but the regulatory aspect is not interesting. Yeah, I know. But how are you going to do it? Well, first thing is to tell yourself how important the regulatory aspect of your food business is. Okay? Well, you can always hire a regulatory specialist to help you handle the regulatory side of your business. However, you still have the responsibility to understand how the regulatory aspect of your business works. Do you get it now? So now go to CFIA website and read the requirements. First of all, you want to find out, does this food item require license in Canada? There are many things you can import to Canada that doesn't require you getting licensed. But you want to find out that your the items you tend to import, does it require license? If it is yes, what kind of license do you require? So that means you will have to get the requirement to get the license in Canada. If you remember, in one of my videos, I talked about getting ungated in Canada. One of the ways to get ungated in Canada is getting licensed. There are many things you will need a license to get done in Canada. So if getting safe food for Canadian license is critical to your business, you need to go for it. It may not be interesting, it may not be exciting, getting documentation for your license and everything, but you've got to get it. You get me now? So that's it. So go to the CFIA website and check the requirements for your business. It is clearly stated there. So, secondly, you will have to ask yourself, does my food importation business require PCP, preventive control plan? Does my food importation business require traceability? Those are the key three things you need to ask yourself. And if you go to the website of CFIA, you're gonna see those details there. So 3 key things are important for your food importation business: the Safe Food for Canadian license, PCP, which is the preventive control plan for your business, and then also traceability documentation. So what does this mean? The PCP means that how does your facility plan to ensure safety and safety of your food? Like, how will your company consistently maintain the integrity of your food and make sure it remains safe for Canadians? This is similar to what we call good manufacturing practices in the pharmaceuticals. So in the food industry, we have preventive control plan. What are the areas of your operations, your business operations, your food operations that are prone to hazard, that are prone to chemical hazard, prone to physical hazard, or prone to biological hazard, such that if such points are not controlled effectively, they can be a source of contamination or injury or hazard to the potential consumer of your food product. That's what the preventive control plan is. How do you clean your facility? That's what one of the things that the PCP answers. How do you clean your facility? How often do you clean your facility? What chemical agents do you use to do the cleaning? How do you handle your waste products? Who is responsible for what? Okay, who is responsible for cleaning? Who is responsible for disposal of waste? Who is responsible for what in your facility? Your warehouse, do you have measures to keep pests and rodents in check? How often do you clean your machines? With what do you use to clean your machines? Okay, so those are details of preventive control plans. So you've got to go to CFIA website and check if your food importation business, food packaging, labeling business is going to need a PCP. So it is not a big deal. If you cannot write a PCP yourself, hire a consultant, hire a professional that can write a PCP for you. So one way or the other, think beyond the regulatory hurdles that you're going to cross. Think of the massive opportunities that is in the food business industry in Canada, and go for it. Whatever it takes for you to cross the regulatory hurdle, go for it. So the third one is traceability. Now, let me just do a recap. I mentioned the first one is getting your Safe Food for Canadian license. The second one is the PCP plan. The third one is traceability documentation. When CFIA gives you come to your facility for inspection, they want to see traceability records. Where did you purchase your food product from? Probably you're importing palm oil from Nigeria. You must have a documentation record that shows who your supplier is, when your product was supplied, what quantity was supplied. Okay, they want to see a record of who did you sell the products to, the batch, the date, the detail about the movement of the product from the origin to the final consumer. They want to see that record. And CFIA recommends that you keep your document for at least 2 years after the transaction is over, so that when they visit your facility, you should be able to provide the document within the specified period of time. There are some documents that when the CFIA comes to your facility to request, you are required to produce it within 24 hours. There are some documents that you are required to produce, okay, maybe within a week. So CFIA must not come to your facility for inspection and not find the necessary document to justify that your company, your facility is complying with the necessary standard. Okay, so traceability is one of the things that you must prove to CFIA when they visit your facility for inspection. So do you get it? So I'll try to make this video as short as possible. Do a recap now. If a food business presents a vast opportunity for you in Canada, if you are looking for a side hustle, you are looking to establish a big brand, food industry is massive. We eat every day. Okay, so food is very important to our life. It is our life, it's our culture, it's everything to us. You get it? So statistics shows that the food manufacturing industry is the largest employer of labor in Canada. So food industry is huge in Canada. However, it is also a highly regulated industry. But should you not go into food business because it is highly regulated? No. What do you need to do? Get information, get knowledge on what it takes to get your license. Identify the food value chain in Canada and get hooked to start providing value. So today I talked about importing food into Canada. Importing food into Canada will require you to get a license. We also require you probably to get a PCP, which I have also talked about. PCP is Preventive Control Plan. Probably it will also require you to get your traceability record right. So, but you need to know what your regulatory requirements are, depending on the kind of food business you are going to. So I just talked about food importation today. Take your time, take the pain, do the diligence, go to CFIA website, you get all the details there.